When we left off from video 1 on questions, we were talking about listing assets in your bankruptcy petition. First of all, as you're going through these questions, I hope or suggest that you have a notepad handy and make some notes. If you have a question that's come up here and you want to remember it, then jot down a note on it. Also, if you've got further questions about that subject, write those down too, so that when you come in and visit with me, you can ask about it. Mistakes in listing assets. Here's the problem that recurs all the time. Let's say that you have a young daughter, and she has a savings account at the credit union or the bank, and your name is on that account. Well, that account is going to have to be listed in your bankruptcy. So a couple things about minor children that you need to know. We do not list the names or the sex of children in your bankruptcy. We'll use initials only, and we'll say JK, a minor. That's all we say about children. We do not list their names. The other part is, no one is going to take the savings account of your daughter in the example I gave. All you need to do is disclose the existence of that account. I will explain in the description for that asset that you don't have any interest in that account. You'll see my use of terminology stating that you have naked title only, and that the equitable interest in the account belongs to the minor. The trustee's never going to question that, but we need to disclose it. Another one that comes up all the time is, let's say you have a relative of some type, a parent or uncle or anyone, and they've, for estate planning purposes, they've already put your name on their property, so that when they die, the property will automatically go to you. Again, we need to disclose that in your bankruptcy petition. And again, the same way, I'll explain that you hold naked title, but that you have no equitable interest in the property itself. No one's going to take the property, but you know, it's the old saying, the truth shall set you free. You just need to disclose it in the petition and have done with it. Those situations come up frequently because when you go to your 341 meeting, you're going to almost always have to answer a question within the trustee questionnaire, and it will ask you, is your name on anyone else's account? Well, if you answer truthfully then, which hopefully you will, because you're answering that under penalty of perjury, you'll say, well, I didn't realize I was asked that in the original petition. Well, you're creating a lot of extra unnecessary work, because your petition is then going to have to be amended and those corrections made. So listening to these videos and picking up on this, my objective, if you'll work with me on it, and I'm sure you will, let's have a perfect petition where you don't have to amend anything. Amendments are negative. It doesn't mean that anybody's done anything wrong, but a lot of them are brought about because attorneys do not take the time to explain to their client what needs to go into the petition in the first place. So this video series will hopefully help on that. All right, let's take the next question. In listing creditors, do I use the name of the company that was the original creditor, or do I list the collection agency? You know, these credit card companies and hospitals and other creditors, you don't know at the end of the day who owns your debt. They've sold it so many times or hired so many collection agencies. As long as you list the last known company that's collecting that debt, then your debt's going to be discharged. I would like you, though, to provide to me every bill that you've got from anybody and everybody, so that we can list them to receive a copy of the petition. The benefit of that is you're not going to be receiving collection letters or collection phone calls from a company that didn't get notice of the bankruptcy. That's real important. You're a fresh start. You want to stop all these crazy phone calls and collection letters. So just make a note, and I need, of course, the name of the company and the address, and what or who is the primary creditor. And we'll just send them a notice mailing of the bankruptcy filing. The amount owed, that comes up all the time too. You don't know, nobody does, how much interest these credit card companies are charging you. My gosh, with the ridiculous credit card agreements they've got today, you don't know what their penalty interest rate is, or their default interest rate, or what other kind of chicanery they've come up with on their billing statements. The responsibility is that you and I be of good faith in listing the amount owed. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you and I put in your petition that you owe $1,000 on a credit card, and it turns out that you really owed $1,200. The $1,200 is discharged. The full amount is discharged, even though you and I were inaccurate. So do your best to limit or identify the current amount owed, but that's the rule, is as long as you and I are of good faith, the entire amount will be discharged. What's the best way of determining all the creditors that I might owe? I'm going to run in, I'm sure, to the next video in answering this question, but let me get part of it on this video. You, of course, have three main credit reporting companies in this country: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. If you'll notice down here on the bottom of the screen, there's a website, www.annualcreditreport.com. Get on that website and order a free credit report. And order it. They'll ask you, well, where do you want it from? Order it so that you get the report from all three credit reporting agencies. Now, the problem with getting the annualcreditreport.com, it's going to frankly give you everything but what we need for the bankruptcy. That free credit report does not list the full account number that you have for each of your creditors. And what you and I need for your bankruptcy is the last 4 digits for each debt you have. But it's a beginning point. Hopefully, after you get the free credit report, you can go through your account billings and be able to come up with those 4 digits for each of the debts. If you can't do that, or maybe you've moved enough times, or you've been so troubled you haven't bothered to keep the creditor billing statements, we can order here at the office, and we get it down in 30 seconds. We can order a credit report. The problem with it is that it costs $30 for one person or $50 for a married couple. If we can do it without spending that additional money, let's do it. Also, you need to understand that you're going to have creditors that don't show up on the credit report, and I'm going to hit that in the next video.